guys, what's going on? FY My Pawn here, and welcome back to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Since we last left off, we had a bit of a hiccup in regards to difficulty, and I decided to put up a poll on my channel in order to figure out what would be most ideal here. This is for those of you on YouTube, so I apologize for those of you on Kick, but I'm sure you'll understand why I had to do what I did, but I digress. Now, given that there was only 2 votes, unfortunately I couldn't get a really good idea on what would be perfect, so here's what I'm going to be doing. Given there is 1 vote for one particular thing and 1 vote for another, we are going to be doing the less cheesy way of doing things to start out with, and that is going to be reducing difficulty down to specifically story mode, because that is the easiest way I can realistically get away with for dealing with the Space Marine. Of course, once that Space Marine is dead, I will be swapping it back down to Daring, and then we'll continue on with the fight as planned. Of course, I am going to be delaying it until 2 ships are destroyed, however, just so we can make this more interesting. But I digress. If we are unable to complete it within, let's say, 2 hours, I'll be swapping to the alternative method I have planned, and we will be going that route. But ultimately, the goal here is to let 2 ships get destroyed, and then we will continue on with the story, as planned. But I digress. Without further ado, let's get into things, and see what happens. Alright. I've already got a save up for Stream 7, so you needn't worry. I do believe I've written everything up for the kick thing. But I digress. I'm assuming it's working, so all we gotta do is just get to work, which is going to be quite the journey, to say the least. I'm just going to quickly check myself real quick, just so I know I'm streaming. It looks like I am, which is good. Yep, title's right. Okay, I just had to check to make sure. Apologies. Okay, so, key difference about how this fight is going to go. First and foremost, Aurora is now 3 times weaker, I'd like to say, because in story mode, you make the enemy have 80% less wounds, which is absurd. As you can also see, dodge is absolutely abysmal, so you don't need to worry about that. So we are going to hit her. And as you can probably guess from the Minutemen, yeah, they're not looking too hot. They only got 2 HP. But then again, that's story mode for you. It's not the most ideal situation I want to be in, but given the fact that we need to take out Aurora, this is absolutely necessary. So that is why I'm going through the effort of setting things up as I have. Now, for this whole situation, we are going to post up, I think, right... Yeah, we want to post up right over here. And we are going to immediately... Well, do I even go immediately? I can swap over to the rifle here. We, at minimum, deal 48 damage, which does suck, but it's going to be a lot better if we just modify it a little bit. Although that said, we could just nuke them down with multi-shots. But either way, we just need to kill Aurora. That is the goal here. If we can take out Aurora, we're doing ourselves a favor. Okay, we are going to... I guess I could also use a grenade if I really, really wanted to. But for now, I think ideally we just want to move... Oh, we want to bait Aurora into going here, ideally. So that way we can get some serious shots off. So we're going to move over to here.
Ready for whatever comes.
We are then going to activate... Let's go concentrated fire here. Activate Surefire Plan. We are then going to go with the hardened shot here. There we go, that's a hit. We are then going to go with Surefire Plan again. Run and gun. And then we just get another shot off. There we go, that's another 11. Basically, we want to deal as much damage as we possibly can in a short amount of time. So that way we can take her out or take them out when we get the chance. Alright, Aurora's swapping to her blade. Alright, we're going to activate Concentrated Fire here. Surefire Plan.
Who, if not me?
There we go, that's another hit. I do hope this is going to work in our favor, though. I'm going to move over to here so that way we got some cover. Okay, the Minutemen are getting a bit too close for my taste. But that's fine. Alright, Aurora's going to start marching, going to charge me.
Temporary setback.
Okay, we are going to swap over to this. We are going to back up intentionally, which provokes. But that's fine, because we are just going to go Concentrated Fire, Rapid Fire, Surefire Plan, and this should deal some serious blows. There we go. That brings Aurora into kill range, which is ideal for us. Now we just got to avoid all the ads, essentially. Which are going to be annoying, but, you know, we're doing what we can here. Oh god, here we go. Here comes another hit. Thankfully, we're too fast to die. Okay, there goes one ship. Alright, there goes the more of the agitators. They're gonna start attacking each other, I imagine. Okay, we can't actually move anywhere because of this, so we are actually going to have to hit this guy. There we go. We are then going to run and gun here. Well, we're kind of forced to run and gun. Oh, damn, are we... Can we not actually move further? Nuts. Okay, that's actually load on my part, because I can't actually move in that instance. Okay, yeah, no, let's redo that. We have to get to a better spot that won't be surrounded by ads. If we can do that, then we're going to be fine. Okay, so if we set up here, I guess, that should be fine. Yeah, so we want to set up preferably here. It's not ideal, but it will get us out of the range of enemy. Well, for the most part, it'll get us out of the way. Activate these two. Then just whittle down Aurora here. Okay, that's half health. Not bad. Could do with a better hit, but whatever.
Didn't flinch.
Oh. Well, they're hurting their allies, so there you go. I can't really stop that. Okay, what are you gonna do, Aurora? You're gonna march there, okay. And you kick me prone and then attack me. That's not good. Oh, okay, so there is probably a better option here. I just need to find the solution here. Alright, if I go here... Yeah, that's going to be the closest that we can get to attacking, like this. We'll activate this once again. Rapid fire. Surefire plan, just so we're getting as many hits as we possibly can here. 57 seems to be the golden point. There we go. Okay. They are forced into a march over to here. Okay. Now let's see. If we were to go 4, we can deal... Okay, we're dealing 0 to 3 right now. But if we activate concentrated fire, rapid fire, we're dealing 1 to 7 for 8 bullets. Not including crits. I mean, I guess I can give it a go. If I kill here, then that's just how it's gonna be. Okay. You know what? Bugger it. That's just how it is. I don't exactly want to spend hours upon hours here, so we're now going to crank it back up to daring. There we go. That's going to give everybody a big boost in HP. And we're just going to go from there. I don't like this result, but we don't really have much of a choice here. So I'm just going to sort of wing it and go from there. Okay, we are going to move to... Let's go to half cover here, I guess.
Taking calculated risk is in my second nature.
There we go.
It's as good as done. You never stood a chance.
Then we got this one.
I'll see to it personally.
There we go. That's another crit. There we go. And we can get another one if we try. I guess we can try. There's no harm in it. There you go.
The best defense.
Okay, Rebel is going to try and get a shot off. Manages to get the hit. Nice. For him, I guess. Okay, we are going to Rebel and Slaughter here. I think I'm going to actually swap out to the rifle here now.
I don't need luck.
Okay, we're going to move back up to here. Get some kills.
Another enemy down.
That's one. And I guess I can go with concentrated fire here, follow up with run and gun.
It's as good as done.
Get a surefire plan going, I guess. We could also focus on the rebel leader specifically, but I'm not going to bother. We're just going to focus on the ads here. There we go. But yeah, no, that's going to be the method that we're going to be relying on, I think. Okay, we are going to take out the Minutemen there. There we go. Activate Rebel and Slaughter. Activate Concentrated Fire for when we actually start attacking that guy. And he's going to start trying to get a shot off on me. And he manages it in the end. This, you know what? This is probably for the best. This is probably for the best. That way I can get Aurora to spawn those additional ads like planned. Like I had planned, rather. Okay. We'll start... Not there. I wanted to start elsewhere. God, this game. Ah, well. But yeah, no, we'll start... We're gonna have to whittle down the, Yeah, we're gonna have to whittle them down. So, we'll set up. We'll set up. Okay. Start here. Okay, we want to move specifically to here. We are going to swap to a sniper rifle here. We will go with concentrated fire. Surefire plan. Then we're going to use 2 AP to get a shot on Aurora.
If not me.
There we go. Then we follow up with a
I'll
run and
see
gun
to it
here to get an
personally.
additional shot.
I'll make
A
it
boom.
happen.
That's a miss, but that's fine. We're going to take him out anyways, so it's no big deal. Rebel leader is going to start approaching, as expected. Okay, what's Aurora going to do? Okay, they are a bit slow, but that's fine. Okay, we're going to swap over to this. Rapid fire.
I'll
Concentrated
see to it
fire.
personally. Who
Surefire
if not
plan.
me?
If I move here, it's going to be ideal. If I move there, will I be able to get a shot? I'm not sure. I don't think I will. Moving here won't get the shot. Moving here will. I guess I could accept the collateral here. I mean, the alternative is the alternative is a grenade. How much would that do? It wouldn't do that much. You know what? Let's just go for this. Why not? This will get the charge from Aurora going. There we go. Then we can use Surefire Plan to get some extra dodge here.
I am ready for whatever comes.
And these guys are going to start marching up, as expected. Leader's going to try and hit me, as expected. And then Aurora's going to start doing their thing in a bit. So we are just going to... You know what? Let's frag them. Okay, we are going to do this. We'll move up. I'll waste a frag here, so that way I can get the 3 kills here, and then Aurora's going to be forced to move on their own terms. I'll swap over to the sniper rifle. I will use Revel and Slaughter, but I will not be using Firearm Mastery until Aurora has unleashed her hounds, as it were. But yeah, no, I'm going to go over to here, because I do believe that... Well, I'm going to save here first. We'll just save it as Hell 2 Part 1. And let's see what they do. I do believe that she's going to start... Yeah, I do believe Aurora's going to start marching back into... Yep. She's going to start using... Yeah, she's going to start destroying the ships as expected. We want her to destroy one ship at least. Alright. With that, we can now move... I guess we can run and gun here. Although, where would we go, right? I don't think we can delay our turn. Well, I guess maybe we can end our turn. I know that for a fact. Let's go... Let's go here.
I have strategy.
Alright, let's see. Aurora's currently on a warpath. Let's go for the concentrated shot, at least get some damage in. There we go. Alright, Aurora's now within kill range, I do believe, so... We're just gonna prepare for the worst here. And get ready for a brawl and a half. Yep, they're gonna start shooting their allies. Kind of predicted that sort of situation, but it's no big deal. We're gonna get to them eventually, so it's fine. Ow. Alright. Ow. Alright, Aurora's gonna go in and take out the second oh, no, wait. That's weird. Okay. Why are you not going for the second ship? I would have expected you to destroy the second ship now. Okay, I guess the game's being a bit weird, but whatever. I guess this will be as much as we do. So we are just going to take out Aurora here, I guess. We are going to use... Yeah, let's use Firearm Mastery here. Maybe I should have saved it. It's fine. Whatever. Alright, there goes Aurora.
Death without regret.
We are gonna save here. And whatever antics I... Oh wait, we need to change the difficulty. Hold on. Options, difficulty. We're going straight back to Daring. Now that Aurora's dead. They are going to get significantly buffed, but that's fine.
Who, if not
We need
me?
now to deal with the rebels.
Enemy down. Your end was
There we go, that's
inevitable.
2. Alright, we're going to activate
I'll
Rebel
make
and
it
Slaughter
happen.
here. Then we're going to swap over, I guess, to this.
I'll see to it personally.
There we go. This is going to give us the ability to lay siege to literally everything here.
On it.
Let's go for the potential hits here. There we go, there goes another. Alright. Now, let's hope this is a satisfactory result. Because we're going to start nuking everybody down now. Oh, there goes another. Bruiser's coming in, gonna get a hit off, surprisingly. And that's GG. Well, it's a good thing I saved in the proper moments. Oh well. But yeah, no, that's fine. I guess that's the maximum that we can get away with. Alright, we can't really move anywhere, so we're just gonna have to hope that's fine. Ow. Bruiser's gonna come in, probably gonna get hit off. Yep.
I'm still standing.
And not KO'd yet. Oh, there goes that guy. We're probably gonna need a heal here, so we are going to take a step back
Let's
here.
make some opportunities.
Gonna throw down a heal.
I owe you a debt.
And you know what? Let's just make
I'll
sure
make
that
it
we're gonna
happen.
survive by using Surefire Plan here. And then we're just gonna
I
back
am
up to
ready for
here.
whatever comes.
Activate these 2 abilities of Concentrated Fire and Rapid Fire. And we'll just hold our ground here. Let them come at our... Let them come of their own accord to us. Okay, we are going to throw down yet another medkit here, I do
I'll make
believe.
sure to
This will give
return
us a
the
bit of an
favor one
HP
day.
boost. We are now at full HP, which is going to help us significantly, I would imagine. Let's see. We could swap over to the sniper rifle. This would allow for guaranteed shots. And we can't get the rebel leader, but that's fine. We want him to come over to us anyways. Okay, I guess we'll start by dealing with, let's deal with Yeah, let's deal with this rebel gunner here.
Your end was
There we go.
inevitable.
We'll activate
I'll
run and gun
make it
here.
happen.
Give us a bit of an edge here with another attack. Get rid
I'll
of this
see to
one.
it personally. You never
There we
stood
go.
a chance.
Now, I guess we hold on. They're going to start pelting. Oh, they ended up hurting their own ally. This rebel leader is going to try and get a hit off. Ow. Not a fan of that sniper, but hey, now we got line of sight on him. Okay, let's see. It is an 87 to hit. If we activate Revel and Slaughter, this is going to increase that chance. I do believe. Let's see. We can go for the normal 87. I'm actually going to heal here. This is going to be safer for us, I do believe.
I won't forget
There we go.
this.
And we can start clearing up, let's deal with you, I guess. I guess we're going to activate Surefire Plan. This is going to increase our damage by 16. And this should get a guaranteed kill if we crit. It's not a guaranteed crit, but that's fine. As long as we're hitting, we should be fine. Thankfully, he didn't hit that, so that's good. Okay, Rebel Agitator is going to start going ham. I could just take out the Agitator, but I don't think that's the wise choice. Not with the Rebel Leader here. Let's save here. Let's try and aim for a kill here, because that would save us so much time. But yeah, no, we're going... I guess we're going with the difficulty route of just nerfing, going story mode here, for the sake of it.
Who, if not me?
Alright, I'm gonna move over to... Well, I can't move over, otherwise I'm just gonna lose my
See to it
chance.
personally.
Alright, there goes the sniper, which is going to... which was the nuisance. And we can go for a attempted shot with the Rebel Agitator here. I mean, there's no reason to not.
It's as good
Let's
as done.
activate Concentrated Fire just to give ourselves a boost. I'm gonna save here just to see if I get this. If I don't, I don't. If I do, I do. But I will
I'll make it happen.
pelt him. That is a miss. This is just so I don't die, worst case. Oh, there you go. Agitator's running back. Ow. Okay. Let's quickly get a heal
I owe
in.
you a debt.
And let's start pelting this guy. And there we go. Done. Okay. That was by far the most annoying fight I've had to deal with. But
Let us not dawdle.
we've managed to get through, albeit with some mechanics that we had to cheese just a tiny bit. But that's just how sometimes the game goes. You can't really expect the whole world out of the game, so regardless. Alright, we have reached the level 16 hallmark. This is where we get to choose between Bounty Hunter, Master Tactician, and Arc Militant. Now, for these playthroughs, I will be trying to keep it as diverse as possible. Now, that said, there is benefits and downsides to going with each one. The benefits of going with... well, it really depends on what you want to go with, really. Now, Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter is focused on critical hits, defense reduction, killing priority targets, and repositioning. This is really good if you're trying to play... well, if you're trying to play with attacks that crit often, which is something that we do, but it's not going to be the one that we choose, because it's not going to be the strongest long-term. And the abilities that we would get is not perfect enough that I would warrant going for it, personally. Especially not for a build that we're going for. This is not ideal. That said, there is some good stuff, so if you're looking to play a ranged character, this is probably going to be your best friend. Especially if you're trying to crit. Or trying to go for a crit build. Because, well, crits are going to be commonplace with these sorts of things. And you can get a lot that bypasses a lot of enemy resistances and all that. The downside is that you're going to be bit of a glass cannon when you're using it, which I don't think is ideal for our current circumstances. Although there is some good stuff if you are looking to play with it. You can reduce somebody's deflection bonus. You can increase your damage against specific targets. If you kill a target, you get your next attack will get a crit. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, to say the least. Hmm. I mean, there is benefits to it, but I'm not going to be going for this. I already have a plan in mind, so we're not going to be going Bounty Hunter. Master Tactician. Now, if there was a build that I would suggest going solo for, it would ideally be Master Tactician, because of how stupidly powerful you can get it. However, I want to save this for my next playthrough, because this is going to basically be your best friend if you're playing a single target shot unit. If you are playing an operative, I have a sneaking suspicion that you would easily be able to fight any enemy with just their abilities. If you combine that with Master Tactician, you could probably deal thousands of damage. However, we are not going to be playing that. We're going to be playing Arc Militant specifically. Now, this is obviously going to be a mixed bag because we're going to be fighting melee and ranged, but there is a particular ability, if I recall correctly, that will allow us to manipulate our versatility to new extremes. This is ideal if you're looking to swap between melee weapons and ranged weapons, so grab this if you're planning to do that. I'm going to be doing it strictly because we can gain weapon skill and ballistic skill for each stack of versatility, which means our attacks are going to be more accurate, and the more we shift between melee and ranged, the better. And given that enemies are going to be coming close to us, give or take a few, this is going to be ideal for us. And Soldier is just kind of built for this sort of thing, so there is benefits. Ideally, we're going to want to go with a mix between Wildfire and a few other things, but essentially we want to mix it up with melee attacks and ranged attacks every single time. But yeah. Wildfire is a good ability if you want to get an extra attack in, which is really good for us. This would basically help with our build. Reckless Rush. We can get a boost to movement points, which is pretty good if we're looking to get into melee, which we are going to have to mix up, so Reckless Rush is a good idea. Let's see. Impact damage, knocks target prone, piercing and rending, inflict bleeding and slowed. Energy and other damage inflicts blind. Oh. Power swords and power axes count as both energy and rending, while power hammers count as both energy and impact. So yeah, we are probably going to be going with a power weapon build if for melee, I'm thinking. Probably a power hammer specifically. But following any sort of ranged attacks, we're going to be going with burst fire. But that is not what we're going to be focusing corely on. We're going to be focusing... We're going to go with the cautious approach mainly, because this is going to give us a ton of dodge and parry. And given the circumstances, we are going to need to use these for absolutely everything. But I digress. For now, we're just going to be focusing into versatility. So every time we go with... Every time we attack in certain ways, we're basically going to get more swole. So the versatility is going to be nice. But I digress. That is going to be the reasoning for my choice. There is a ton of talents that are going to help us. That will allow us to increase our abilities even further, but I will go into those later on. We don't need to worry about them right now. But yeah, there's going to be a ton of things that are going to help us get stronger. And I think critical versatility is going to be one of those things, because this is going to make our damage even more deadly. But yeah, no, we got options. We got options. Dependable is probably going to be a saving grace for us, because that's going to get us even more armor, which will mean we're going to be a tank for the most part, but yeah, I digress. We are going to be going Arc Militant for a number of reasons, but it's mainly for the survival. We're going to be an immortal tank, I think, is effectively what the goal is. Unfortunately, that does mean, well, despite, you know, the sad outcome here, I think it's perfectly fine. We're going to grab everything here.
Keep your wits about
and
you.
let's get going. Sad to see Sergeant Mager go down, but you know how it goes. Weapon-wise, how are we going to do this? I guess ideally we want to swap between a melee weapon and a ranged weapon, so we're going to have a high damage... Well, no, not high damage, but we're going to probably have a damaging weapon. We're probably going to swap between sniper rifles and... Well, maybe not sniper rifles, but we will swap between a very burst heavy weapon, and we will swap between a melee weapon, so... I guess we will probably be using a Greatsword from now on, and we will be using a modified lasgun for now. But if we ever need it, we can swap between the Rebel Sniper Rifle and the lasgun, because that's stronger now than this long lasts. But yeah, we just have to mix and match. It just comes down to that. Ideally, if we could, I'd definitely like to probably swap to a bolter, because the bolters can actually get really absurd. But again, we're going to be prioritizing rate of fire for ranged weaponry. Alright, well, with that, we can now get our equipment set up. I'll throw in medkits, I'll throw in another grenade here. Let's save. Alright. We've decided on our path. Divine Intervention has been committed. I don't think there's anything else on this planet that we actually need. And you'll understand why we can't... Well, I guess I'll double check just to be certain, but I highly doubt there's anything. So we're just going to do a quick once-over, and we'll go from there. Yeah, our ship's basically totaled.
Keep your eye on the prize.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything. Shuttle burned and will never fly again. Pilot's charred body stiff. Yeah.
Let us not dawdle.
Alright, let's get out of here. We are going to take... Well, let's go for this one. This one was the last one that was used. Or targeted, so bugger it. Alright. We have settled our situation to a degree. Now we just got to, I guess I'll let you guys witness what's going on. But yeah, there is a way to deal with Aurora in a easier manner. It's just... we can't do it on the soldier playthrough, unfortunately. Maybe I'll try and go for the insta-kill with Operative next time, but we'll see. Thank the Emperor your lives, your lordship. We are most gratified by your return, and the crew is full of zeal to carry out any orders you may have. Before anything else, I will hear an account on what happened to the system's sun. The Vox Master falters. Lord Captain, we saw a number of ships approaching the sun. Black creations of inhuman make, amalgams of sharp angles and edges. They surrounded a star and then... My apologies, but I struggle to find the words that could describe that terrible sight. The Xenos made the sun vanish into the void. The interrogator closes his eyes and grimaces. Drakari. You see Abelard's expression change as if a shadow has suddenly fallen over him. He rubs his temple wearily. As if we do not have enough troubles on our hands already. The Xenos, the enemy of humanity. Heinrich nods. A breed of the Aldari, a most cruel and devious of their kind. The design of their ships matches the description provided by the Vox Master. Like all Xenos, the Drakari are a blight on the face of the galaxy, but their technological superiority is indisputable. They abhor and fear warp sorcery, which is why they rely on creations of their twisted intellects. And many of these creations are capable of things that may seem akin to sorcery to the unenlightened eye. The theft of a sun is one example of what they are capable of. Are the Xenos in league with Aurora's cultists? We can rule out that possibility. Drakari would never ally themselves with the archenemy's worshippers. If I had to name one thing that humanity and these Xenos have in common, it would be a shared loathing for warp corruption. Heinrich's grip glances around. The situation calls for immediate action. We can continue this conversation later if you so wish, but right now, I believe you should assume command. What is the current situation on board, then? The Navigator's sanctum is no longer empty, but the warp engine is still refusing to obey the Engiseers. Without it, we cannot perform a warp jump. Pascal's voice buzzes anxiously from his box. It may be angry, or perhaps it is lamenting the injuries it has suffered. I will immediately initiate preparations for a prayer service. If the Omnissiah grants me comprehension, I will appease the machine spirit of the vessel. Why did you not send a shuttle down to the planet for me? I do apologize, Your Lordship, but we were unable to receive your request for evacuation. The Voxlink was overrun with vile interference, screams, blasphemous hymns, and other equally sinister voices. Any who listened to the interference of the protracted period lost their sanity. Several dozen operators went mad monitoring the Voxcaster, in hope of hearing your voice. Each one of them waited in vain. What is happening on the planet now? Our augur operators are reporting numerous uprisings and other manifestations of the Archenemy's powers at various locations of the planet. Based on the fragments of communications picked up by Vox operators, there is practically no resistance being offered by the Governor's forces. Millions of people are converting to the blasphemous Final Dawn cult en masse and assembling in prayer circles. Is there any hope of retaking the planet? I fear that Rykard Minoris is lost. The situation is deteriorating by the minute. We must leave this system as soon as possible. However, there are still people on the planet who have not succumbed to heresy, and who are worthy of rescue. Besides the small number of our own shuttles, we have also the shovels salvaged from the starport. The dark eyes of the Sisters of Battle flash. We must save as many as we can. This has all happened for a reason. Saint Argenta, whose name I carry with reverence and trepidation, is famed for saving people of a dying world through the power of prayer. The God Emperor himself sent a star from the heavens that lifted the saint and her followers up the sky, away from corruption and death. We must do as she did. Direct all of our efforts to saving those people who at this moment look to the heavens in hope of salvation. The lives of peasants are of little value. Our prime objective is to save the holy relic, the miraculous fusion reactor, and the electropriests who guard and tend to it. Abelard furrows his brows. Every moment we spend in proximity to a dying world, we are putting ourselves at risk. Your life, Lord Captain, is far more valuable than all of Rykard Minoris. The Von Valencius dynasty cannot be allowed to perish. So, lamentable though it is, we must rule out the idea of any evacuation. Heinrich's eyes, like two deep, dark pools, are resolutely fixed on you. The world is doomed, and its inhabitants along with it. The disappearance of the star was a final nudge towards death, a finale of the Cult of Final Dawn's plans. I once witnessed a similar event, a world that had surrendered to the servants of the Archenemy, permitted corruption to enter too deep. At this moment, millions of people are bowing down before those who promised them salvation, and they are willingly giving over their souls to chaos. A sacrifice great enough to bring forth a daemon world. Our only hope of stopping this process is to retreat to a safe distance from the planet and conduct a targeted bombing of the Electropriest's monastery. If we blow up the reactor, a thermonuclear reaction will follow. The world's oxygen will evaporate, killing off the entire biosphere. In doing this, we will save millions of souls from a fate far worse than death. We'll save Rykard Minoris from becoming an outpost of the Archenemy. Whatever fate you choose for this world, I urge you to make haste, Lord Captain. The planet is burning in raging flashes of crimson and purple. I can see it even from orbit. As do I see that storm is already upon us. With every moment that we waste, it grows even more difficult and perilous to steer the ship through the warp's turbulent currents. How would the lady on this? Enough talking. We need to get out of here while we still can. Something looking in the depths of your consciousness bristles at the passing thought of saving people. The spike of horror you feel takes your breath away. It is as if you're planning to steal the prey of a mighty predator. The planet is already wrapped in a thread stretching out from the warp. It deserves to have a new master. Alright. Which of the planet's inhabitants can we evacuate? Well, why can we not try to evacuate at least some of the people? For the simple reason that the transformation process will soon become irreversible, and our sole weapon against it useless. The energy released by the bombardment could stoke the warp energies. I've never witnessed the aftermath of a bombing of a daemon world before, but there's enough evidence of such attempts for me to say with confidence, yet you do not want to see it. Which of the planet's inhabitants can we evacuate? The nobles you rescued at the starport have given the coordinates of shelters, where we can find surviving aristocrats and their families. As for Sergeant Malgar troops, they will help control the crowds of frightened commoners, and prevent the shuttles from being overloaded. Thanks to you, we have salvaged many shuttles from the starport that we can now use. Well, one shuttle, but I digress. Well, it's between nobles and commoners. I hate to say it, but nobles are going to be more priority because they'll help us in the long term. Well, I guess the people also, but it's really just a personal choice at this point. I personally go for the nobles, but you can go for the common people, I suppose, as well. Normally, I would go for the nobles. But you know what? We're going to go for the other option. Have the pilots distract all of the commoners who have not yet converted to the Cult of the Final Dawn. Any delay caused by loading and transporting it to the ship will cost us precious time. Do not deceive yourself, Vorg. If you indulge in your vanity, you will doom billions to eternal torment at the hands of the Archenemy. I must do as I see fit. Perhaps I'm acting foolishly in the Inquisition's eyes, but that is my decision to make. You detect a flicker of something beneath Heinrich's sanguine mask. Anger? Bitterness? Whatever it may be, it does not seep into the Terror's dispassionate voice. In that case, I consider it necessary to point out that the mark of the Archenemy could infiltrate the ship along with any rescued people. Keep that in mind in the future. Consider it done. It is likely our shuttles will have capacity to evacuate more people. Nobles also deserve to be saved. Consider it done. It is likely our shuttles will have capacity to evacuate more people. Okay. Do we want to save the miraculous fusion reactor? We will lose out on the option of blowing the planet up, but... You know what? I think this is the better option. We're not going for a dogmatic method. We'll go for the, we'll save everything. Alright, transporting the relic will require greater resources than evacuating people. Alright, fine. Well, we're not playing a dogmatic playthrough. We're not going for pure genocide. We're going for the obvious choice of reasonable, or of iconoclast. Save people lives and try and save what we can. The bridge is in upheaval. The Technomat's prayers mix together in a senseless cacophony of white servitors, and they work hastily to remove a hardened crust of sacred unguents from the warp engine's components. In the middle of all this turmoil stands Pascal with a data slate clutched in his hands, seemingly disconnected from the flurry of activity around him. What's going on here? The warp sectant is not responding to commands. The ship's spirit is rejecting our prayers in anger. I'm currently calculating a plea that might appease the noble spirit. Magos, why don't you assume control of the Technomats? Surely their contribution will speed things up. They would only be a hindrance. I'm searching for a way to rectify the error. Pascal is muttering without taking his eyes off the data slate. There is a certain anxiousness to the way he moves his mechadendrites. Crew, heed the words of Magos. Hanneman. Pascal, I kindly request that you take charge of this mess. Thank you, Your Lordship. You are right. Pascal's voice changes when he addresses the crew. He now speaks with authority and resolve. Tech comrades, heed my instruction. The mayhem immediately subsides, and the crew's actions fall into some indiscernible logic. The Omnissiah's servants start working in sync, and the binary clamor becomes a symphony of reports, which the Magos coordinates like a skilled conductor. Admirably then, Pascal. The Omnissiah guides me. The prayers of the tech priests surrounding the cogitator almost drown out the sounds of the bustling bridge behind you. Pascal, poring intently over the data slate in his hands, examines a mechadendrite towards you. Please, take your place at the cogitator, Lord Captain. The huge machine in front of you is lit with dozens of bit screens and hundreds of lumens. The blinking lights and endless rush of symbols and digits on a green background make your eyes water, and a vague sense of alarm simmers from the depths of your mind. The typical reaction of a layperson when confronted with the magnitude of the Omnissiah's creation. Among the numerous controls you see is the mouth of a cyber gargoyle, the same at the gate to the Warren Chamber. Pascal's voice becomes imbued with imperious force. Servants of the machine god, hear my command. Acolytes, prepare the incense, instrumentation, and the liturgy of machine spirit's propitiation. Senior Technomats, recite the prayers to generate a current data report. Operations will be marked with the canonical protocol. Omnissiah, rejoice. I must inform you that the purposes of safety, complete reassembly of the warp sextant, and upgrading of its datasmith blessings are required. If this is not done, then at the launch volume of the aggregate circulation, errors could result in destruction of the data crypts. But as we do not have 100 hours at our disposal, we must omit this procedure. Pascal looks down at the data slate in his hands. A minor deviation from the rite of operation for the sake of appeasing the spirits. What must I do? Place your hand inside the throat of the Cogitator Guardian, the cyber gargoyle, which has been assigned to guard the forbidden data crypts. The dynastic blood extracted from your veins will serve as a key to the data core, where the machine spirit dwells. To it, we will offer our prayer so that we may bypass the protective protocol for defective connections and launch the warp sextant. Pascal's voice grows quieter. The laws of the Omnicide know no exceptions, and so in this ritual, I remain at your side to placate the wrathful machine spirit, in whose abodes you will be intruding. Follow my liturgies, Lord Captain, and we may receive his blessing. Deviating from the rite of operation. It sounds dubious, especially coming from you. Dogma bids that the appropriate rituals of cleansing and reassembly be carried out on the warp sextant. It is as long and labor-intensive process. Pascal hesitates before continuing. Our best chance is to bypass the sacred provision on directly interfering with the conduits of the motive force, a faster and less orthodox route. The lives of the entire crew now depend on my convincing the ship's spirit to start up a broken component. Is that right? Your interpretation is verging on tech heresy. However, given your rank, Lord Captain, I will nevertheless respond. For a layperson, you described our position with relative accuracy. I place my hopes in his revelations and humbly ask for his guidance. There we go. The metal jaws clamp down on your hand, breaking your delicate corporeal sheath, and releasing warm red liquid into its gullet. At the same moment, the image of the vid screen before you changes. Connecting. Success, Reg 789033344. Access, Ignition. ID 8627. Nom OS Operate Respect Act. Okay. By my authority, I revoke the inviolability protocol of the warp engine. One of the Cogitator's vid screens turns red. Pascal sees this and raises his hand, signaling to the rest of the tech grease, then withdraws a connector from his sleeve and connects it to the machine. Servants of the Omnissiah, make now the offerings of the cleansed data crypts to the machine spirit, so that it may be filled with their true and collaborated data. May the Omnissiah have mercy on our souls. In meek solemnity, the Acolytes offer up the cleansed data crypts to the warp engine, one after another, repeating prayers of exaltation. After anointing the contacts with the sacred engines, Pascal inserts them into the Cogitator's slots. Your head begins to spin from the holy censer's foul-smelling clouds of smoke, and from the loss of the blood that the cyber gargoyle continues to drink from you, and the world swims before your eyes. Let this mechanism awaken in renewed purity. Pascal enters a sequence of commands and raises his head, watching the vid screens. Suddenly, he stops dead. No. His fingers fly over the command rooms, entering command after command. His mechadendrites, clicking their pinches, pull out one lever after another. The vid screens fill with strings of symbols, completely incomprehensible to you, but clearly conveying something to the Magos. Is everything alright, Magos? After a few seconds, one of the data crypts mounted in the Cogitator begins to emit sparks. A moment later, another data crypt does the same. The next bursts into flames and gives off the foul-smelling smoke. Around you, the Omnissiah's servants break off from their prayers, and someone bursts into frantic pleading. Pascal mournfully grates out. The massive errors in the warp sexton's calculations destroying the data repositories. The offering did not appease the ship's spirit. The warp engine cannot be filled with the motive force. We are trapped. A moment later, the Magos continues uncertainly. Perhaps an alternative Ryside protocol, or an emergency launch of the auxiliary coils. The tech priest bends over the cogitator, but something in his pose and movements reveals his desperation. While the other vid screens are filled with more and more strings of symbols, the monitor in front of you blinks and its static image changes. Pascal is too engrossed in his ritual to notice. Let's read the information. Input, pack compute, nom-os stab true, nom-os stab false, stat check init, perturb, disturb, query. Query. What query? The cogitator's servants creak quietly in its joints, a sound that is drowned out by the Belnair hymns, the tapping of the command rooms. Input, prompt, ping, requirement respect, injury, rescue, query. Rescue. Yeah, Machine Spirit, rescue us. Pascal turns to you. Lord Captain, the excess emotion in your command will render it unintelligible to... Pascal's next vocalization goes unsynthesized as he sees the vid screen begin to stabilize one after another. The strings frantically galloping across the green background are replaced with stable images or regularly updating status reports. Only one monitor remains inexplicably red. The tech priest's box crackles in shock, but his reports is as clipped and cynical as ever. Registering. Warp sextant activated. Registering data stream stabilizing. Registering 0 data errors found. Reporting. The warp engine is ready for translation. After a pause, Pascal adds, I am also reporting evidence indicating a Category 3 miracle, fulfilling the circumcision. Thou shalt witness the mechanism that toils in glorification of its function, and in defiance of deactivation. Lord Captain, Ravnor here. The crew are almost finished carrying out the orders given earlier. I've just received confirmation from the engineering halls. I don't know what you did, but the warp engine's up and ready to go. We're ready to begin the translation to the warp ship. What just happened? I hypothesized that the ship's spirit heard our prayers and intervened. It summoned the power of the Omnicide to do something beyond my comprehension. It appears the Omnicide perceives and knows the power of your faith, Pascal. You would not have worked this miracle otherwise. I hope he will grant me a revelation that will allow me to comprehend the nature of this miracle. Pascal's vox buzzes with wonder and in an undercurrent of exultation. I know little of what the Omnicide's sacred machines, but what I saw on the screen looked strange. A non-standard output of information lost in the data core. The servitors used as data conduits are not always fully lobotomized. Fragments of their thoughts can appear even in pure code. The Lord Captain is speaking. I give the order to commence translation to the warp. Waiting for you to ascend to the Captain's throne, Lord Captain. May the Emperor protect us. god, the screen's a bit choppy. Apologies for that.
The Von Valancia's flagship made its way out of the doomed star system. As the void ships plunged deeper into the Corona's expanse, the rogue trader's subjects bid a formal farewell to the late head of the dynasty, the Aurora Von Valancius. Having paid their last respects, the crew gathered their strength and braced themselves for whatever was to come next.
Lord Captain, allow me to report. Our journey through the warp is coming to an end. Lady Navigator Orselio informs me that we have reached the point where we can translate to real space in the Furbinus system. The Lady Navigator and her pilots are awaiting your permission to begin the process. The Furbinus system is home to Footfall, the only Imperium outpost with a functioning wharf in the Corona's expanse. The tech priests are begging you to have mercy on the machines worn down by the warp, and to allow the servants of the Omnicide to inspect and heal the void ship's wounds in the dock. The prayers and rituals will take some time, which our Antocepheric choir will use to establish a connection with the prime world of your protectorate, Dargnogus, Janus, and Kiabagama. Master Zachary Wysis has recovered an invitation previously adrift in the Immaterium. The Liege of Footfall is humbly requesting an audience with the rogue trader of the Von Valancius dynasty. According to Master Zachary, the message was tinted with shades of pleading. I quote, "Apparently the Liege is anxious to meet as soon as possible." Footfall, the place where filth and sanctity go hand in hand. Reverend Hieronius Dorcello would most likely expect a visit from me. I imagine he will be interested in talking to you as well, Vorg. I will be leaving the ship when we arrive on Footfall, Vorg. Once that is done, consider the Lord Inquisitor's task complete. Your Lordship, young Yvain Winterscale has asked me to convey his gratitude for your hospitality, and for saving him from certain death. Not wishing to outstay his welcome, he plans to disembark at Footfall. Lord Yvain swears he will not forget his debt to you. I hereby inform the rogue trader that during the comprehensive system inspection rite, this unit discovered data clusters within the captain's cogitator that are concealed from prying eyes by means of a personal cipher and a sacrament of algorithmic authorization. Unit Vorg von Valancius has been added to the access list and assigned the identifier Keeper 2. The unit can access the data from the captain's cogitator, provided that he possesses the decryption key. You detect a hint of something resembling curiosity in Pascal's mechanical voice. I guess you're leaving us, Heinrichs. The agreement between the Lord Inquisitor and your predecessor was that I be transported to Footfall and no farther. I dare not take advantage of your generosity and patience any more than I already have, Vorg. I hope we meet again. True servants of the Emperor are always welcome aboard my ship. Heinrichs regards you with a curious look and a polite smile. An interrogator of the Inquisition seldom gets to hear such words. Thank you for your hospitality, Vorg. I will not forget it. Argenta, who is this Reverend Harmonious that who wants to talk to me? He is the head of the Jersian mission of Footfall, and one of the most prominent clergymen in the sector. Paying him a visit is a good thing for any loyal servant of the Emperor to do. I assisted his mission before I joined Lady Theodora on our voyage. I needed his blessing and to accompany the new rogue trader of the Von Valancius dynasty. If you wish to have me aboard your void ship, I request that we meet the Reverend Harmonious. Victus, tell me about the system we're arriving in. Firm Boldus is valuable due to its close proximity to the Maw, the gateway to the Imperium. The system is mostly known for Footfall, the main base for merchants, privateers, and rogue traders traversing the Coronis Expanse. Additionally, the star itself is orbited by Adeptus Mechanicus Station, which is off limits to outsiders. Alter Templum Calixtus X-17. I have the honor of tending to the shrine for a few thousand cycles. I suggest you abstain from visiting it as most tech comrades at the station are engaged in meditative calculations that should not be interrupted. What do I need to know about Footfall? It is the largest pool and trading capital of the Coronis Expanse. It has a dockyard that will allow us to inspect and repair the void ship, and it boasts its own Aphrodisiac choir, the Coronis Expanse communication nexus. Not to mention pirate hideouts, smuggler caches, and forts belonging to a dozen gangs, groups, and factions. In the Coronis Expanse, the Imperium relies on this as an outpost. The fringes of humanity's domain rarely resemble its central worlds, but so long as Footfall serves the God Emperor, insofar as it can, it will be considered a citadel of the Imperium. Although I have heard that the teas it sends are underwhelming, to say the least. Due to Footfall's remoteness, it has developed its own rules and customs. Many of the goods that can be procured there would be considered heresy in the heart of the Imperium, enough to warrant summary execution. Moreover, Footfall is the domain of the rogue traders, who transcend certain imperial laws, by virtue of the warrant they bear. Footfall is just a brief stop. What's next? As soon as we solve the issue plaguing the ship and establish connections with the key worlds of your protectorate, the time will come for your Maganese Accessio, the official ceremony of donning the mantle of the rogue trader. It is mostly a formality at this point. You already possess all the privilege granted by the warrant, and yet is a major milestone in your personal history. The moment your name graces the list of the heads of the Von Valancius dynasty, we're all looking forward to that day, Lord Captain. Abelard, do you know anything about the Liege of Footfall? Vladim Tokara is a very peculiar young man. Consider your upcoming conversation a baptism of fire in the Footfall political arena. Such things are not spoken out loud, but Liege Tokara is the appointee of the Kabbaliska Mission, the largest robber baron crime syndicate in the Calixtus sector. They specialize in cold trade, the buying and selling of all kinds of Xenos rubbish. Footfall was previously run by the Liege, who did business with several criminal factions at once, but he suffered an accident. The reins of power were picked up by Vladimir Tokara, whose appointment benefited not only the Kabaskala, but also the most powerful ally in the Coronis Expanse, rogue trader Caligos Winterscale. Vladimir is a slippery yet very cautious fellow. He does not usually beat around the bush, and does not play mind games. Perhaps more importantly, he is no fool. Fools do not rise this high in the Caspalian hierarchy. Keep this in mind. You are a rogue trader. You stand above him in status and wield considerable power. Having said that, history has seen cases where the Caspalian barons cross swords with the rogue trader and emerge victorious. Do not forget that, and remain vigilant. The Caspala, vile tech thieves. Pascal's vox barks out the last words like profanity. Why does the Liege want to see me so badly? Not you personally. He wishes to meet the rogue trader of Von Valancius dynasty. Tokara does not know about Lady Theodora's death, and is simply seeking audience with the powers that be. My gut is telling me that something must have been very wrong on Footfall, if our astropath managed to read such strong emotion in such an Andanese message. We have no information, Lord Captain. The broadcast from the Footfall Astropath Choir was the only missive Master Zachary has received lately. Very well. Tell the Lady Navigator I give her leave to make the translation from warp to real space. Vigdis issuing instructions. The massive ship appears to change with her every word. The bridge is set in motion as hundreds of people start to prepare for the shift to real space, and measured chantings fill the corridors to safeguard the vessel and its crew. Vigdis turns to you again. One last thing, Lord Captain. No one at the station knows about Lady Theodora's demise, and you inheriting the title. Liege Takara will be informed. It is required so we can use the dock, and besides, he is expecting a personal audience with the rogue trader. He will not meet with an unknown person of unclear standing. However, there is still the matter of announcing your arrival. You can either arrive on the station with the proper pomp and ceremony, or choose to visit incognito. How do these choices benefit me? According to Footfall's unwritten laws, rogue traders enjoy special privileges that exceed even the power of the liege. However, they may choose not to exercise those privileges in certain situations. Arriving incognito will give you more room to maneuver, while an official visit will allow you to directly intervene in local affairs. I shall explain, if you do not mind. As per this unwritten rule, every rogue trader arriving at a station has the right to veto any of the Liege's decisions. But there's a catch. Corona's Expanse is home to several influential rogue trader dynasties, and Footfall is where their interests intersect. Of course, that does not prevent certain persons, namely Caligos and Winterscale, from suddenly pulling the strings in Footfall. If you, as a new rogue trader, start your career with an official landing and a parade in your honor, the other dynasties may see this gesture as a newcomer challenging their spheres of influence. I do not see that as a bad thing, necessarily. Old Man Winterscale may take a slight offense. Plotter will be put on her guard, but you have just risen to prominence, and most people in the Corona's Expanse have not even heard about Lady Theodora's departure yet. It must be made clear that the banner of Von Valencia soars high as ever. If I may, I would recommend arriving incognito. You have plenty of opportunities to savor the sweetness and the burden of power. Right now is the last time you can take refuge in obscurity. This way your arrival will not draw much attention, and the people will treat you as a person, not an almighty sovereign anointed by the Emperor. It could turn some situations to your advantage. Now, there isn't really a distinct difference between how you arrive and how you don't. It's really just a personal preference on your character. Given the circumstances, I think overall I just want to arrive officially, because at least that way we have more official power that we can work with. This is a personal choice. If you prefer arriving incognito, there's that. But I do believe you get more merit from just arriving officially in the long term rather than the short term. But I digress. This is just me showing my opinion, because if you're official, that way they can't use any arguments to say you're illegitimate or other such things. Might as well keep it public, right? I'll arrive officially as a rogue trader. It will be done, Lord Captain. With your gracious permission, I will return to my duties. And with that, we have now basically set up with everything that we can. And I guess what we're going to do before we go off is we're actually going to go talk with High Factorum Janus. And we're going to quickly... We're not going to be hanging our portraits, so don't worry about that. I'm going to leave Lady Theodora there. Just a personal preference. Well, it's not personal preference. There is going to be a big import on this, so you'll understand enough, but I digress. Let's see. Actually, no, I guess I'll return later. It's fine. Okay, formation. We've got formations which don't matter for us. We got our loot here. Void ship management. Now, we haven't gone into this, but we are going to need to set up this before we go. I've already talked about this in detail. This is basically free reign on what we go for. Unfortunately, I do believe because we are Supreme Commander, we can't actually make this work. Or rather, we won't be able to be the ones commanding it. For now, though, we are just going to set everybody up accordingly with the best results. And we're going to go here. There we go. We are going to go with... We can either increase the quality of our shallow jump, or we can go for Itera's idea, which is this. And we just need one more person on this, so I guess for now... I guess Itera would be ideal here instead. Yeah, we'll go with that. There we go. We've now got ourselves a set crew for who's going to be manning things here. I would use Vorg in any of these, but I do believe that you are not allowed that option, unfortunately. So, yeah. We can't choose any of the new abilities, but we are going to be choosing some nice components in the future. But for now, let's talk ship. So, here's how I usually man a ship. I normally just upgrade the hull as much as I possibly can, so I'm going to prioritize that and save any excess scrap we have. By upgrading the hull of the ship, we increase the HP of the ship. If we upgrade the ram, it will increase the damage we do with a charge attack, essentially, with the hull of the ship. Now, I haven't done a hull breaching method yet, because I'm more preferable to a missile build, but you'll understand that when we get into actual ship combat, but I digress. We've got quite a few things that we want to do here. Let us discuss... Let's start with the data bank here. We're going to save here. We're going to overwrite Divine Intervention. And let's go see what Pascal has to say in regards to the ship. Hello.
The Messiah knows all, comprehends all.
Pascal, shrouded in his crimson robe, greets you with a soft voice synthesized by the box system. The mechadendrites growing out of the tech priest back swivel in your direction as if examining you with curiosity. I want to know the truth about you.
The request is approved. I did conceal certain information. I was a student of Archmagus Amanat, but I committed an act of betrayal after he deviated from sacred dogma.
The mechadendrites coil around the tech priest's chest and shoulders, as if trying to protect him. What did the Armadat do?
He fell into schism and challenged the sacred boundaries of knowledge. The blessed Amanat claimed the limits of what is permitted must be expanded, because by refusing to explore certain law, we find ourselves in contempt of the seventh universal law. Comprehension is the key to all things. My mentor put forth a thesis claiming that we have stagnated, that ritual is now nothing but a cage for souls and false worship of the Omnissiah. He sought to break the cycle of mindless repetition because he saw the inevitable demise of our faith and all humanity at the end of it.
Okay. That seems like a theological argument, not a political one.
Even those who have ascended to the Omnissiah's wisdom still bear the seed of imperfection, born of their flesh. But the ambitions of individuals mean little when we discuss ritual and belief. Knowledge is divine, and any argument as to how it must be reached is an argument of ritual and belief.
How did you betray the Almanats?
The teachings of the blessed Amanat spread. and word of it reached the conclave of the Cognizance fleet. They recognized his teachings as tech heresy. Many tech priests suddenly vanished or were subjected to servo penance for minor transgressions. The students of Amonat, whose number included many enlightened and respected brothers, resisted. My prognosis showed that our most likely future was a schism and a fratricidal war that would destroy the Cognizance fleet. That was when I headed to the Conclave. I confessed and handed the information about my mentor's research over to the Conclave. Brazen, anathematic studies of the Forbidden Law. The Conclave could use that data to summon Archmagos Amonat to stand trial and compel him to repent on pain of excommunicate Traitoris. His subsequent fate is unknown to me.
You acted as a loyal son of the Imperium should.
I pray that the Omnissiah grants us wisdom to overcome the dialectic differences that divide us.
The Vorg system emits a painful crunch, like the sound of snapping bone. So why did you go to Rykard Minoris then?
I was summoned there by a message that was encrypted with the Blessed Amonat's personal code, and could be interpreted in several ways. One thing was certain. We were in danger, and I had to go to Rykard Minoris.
The tech priest named Abel. Who is he?
Assessing his personality is difficult. The spirit of Brother Abel is different from that of most people. Tech comrades of the Cog call such persons quiet ones. He possesses significant intellect, but shuns communication. So far, I have not been able to determine why Abel summoned me to Rykard Minoris, how he is related to the Blessed Amonat, or why he bears the same name as me. Perhaps Reverend Abel may not be fully able to actualize and interpret the available data.
Very well. What are you going to do next?
I was wrong when I assumed it was the Blessed Archmagos Amonat who assumed the guise of Abel Haneman. But there is a connection between him and the Reverend Abel, and I intend to uncover the nature of this link.
Very well. I have no more questions.
Acknowledged. I will return to ruminating on the search for the Blessed Amonat.
Very well.
May your labors...
Alright, this does not solve our situation of classified information. But I do believe I should be able to do, Oh, hey, hold on. The person you saved from the Electric Priest Monastery, the servant of the Omnissiah who calls himself Abel Haneman, is staring intently at the cogitator's vis screen. Wires connected to sacred computing machines to augments inside the prayerfully bowed heads of murmuring servitors. Abel looks at you. After a lengthy silence, he looks away and says stiffly, "The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all." How are you feeling, Abel? The tech priest stares intently at his feet for a while, then says in a halting voice, "The running of binaric protocols was bogged down and dissolved in false commands. The filter has separated the correct signals from the incorrect. The running has been restored to its swiftness." Pascal speaks softly, as though trying to match the inflections of Abel's voice. Tech brother Abel has passed the diagnostics. The pernicious influence of the sacrilegious procedure has been completely eliminated. Statistically, most survivors of a schematical's infections are left with severe cognitive impairments. However, Tech brother Abel's mind, being of less typical nature, has not been damaged to so great a degree. Excuse me. Tech brother Abel, Are you free from possession? Are you... You are words. Tech Brother Abel. You are free from possession, are you not? I trust that you will pose no threat to my ship. Abel's voice quivers, and his eyes dart around, desperately avoiding eye contact. What was flawed has since been purged, but the shadows of the hunt linger. The cog is dismounted, and no judgment has been made. In the absence of judgment, threat remains. Who will make the judgment? I will. Pascal places a mechadendrite on Abel's shoulders and repeats, his voice heavy like a wheel tread, crushing the dirt underneath. I will make the judgment that will avert the threat. His gaze falls on you. There is no need to frighten him. What troubles him so? I assumed at first that it was caused by the shock influenced on his system by the schismal attack, but my text brother's words are a sign of a deeper reason for his unease. He foresees something. Something that threatens both him and all those around him, and thus I stand ready to face this threat. What judgment do you two speak of? Only he knows, but my tech brother fears that he might not make the right decision at the critical moment. Then I will do it for him. You truly care for him as if he were your younger brother. Pascal Vox rasps a tired laugh. Tech Brother Abel is harmonious, and harmony is beauty. Is it so strange? An urge to protect beauty from the horrors of the grotesque. I'll try not to give Abel any undue cause for dread. Thank you. What are you working on? We cache the soul of the light of the solar wind. We look for the footsteps of the Omnisci left when he walked the desert. This is the Orimantic computation procedure. The depersonalized minds and the machine servants are in a data stream, processing enormous arrays of assorted data and aggregating them. Virtually all results of such synthesis are scrap data, but originally we had noted coincidences whose exactness defied logic. It is an extremely rare and venerated form of statistic augury, but Tech Brother Abel is adept at the form of appealing the Deus Machinus. Well, I can roll a check myself. Why not? We got a 100% chance. Most of the runes are devoid of any meaning, but you notice a few among them that combine into formula and computational graphs. Abel peers at you inquisitively, then shifts his gaze to Vidstream. You could swear a smile lights up his face under his repository augmentic. A crystal is exquisite in clear water. Deviation from the cycle's trajectory has been increased, as was Armanat's wish. Abel lowers his head, and his Vox synthesizer broadcasts a binary Kim you do not recall having heard before. Its sound is full of vibrant energy, and its precise rhythm is nothing short of pleasing to the ear. A rare thing for the language of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Pascal explains with inexplicable air of pride. Tech Brother Abel has dedicated a lesser area to you. The piece is distinguished by a high degree of acoustic harmony. It is fit to use as a motto, auxiliary identifier, or an epitaph. Well, I thank you for the generous gift. The gift is disproportionate, but it does signify a personal affinity. Did you hear what Abel said? It seems we have contributed to Armanat's design and deviated from the cycle. What does that mean for you? A low guttural sound rises from the depths of Pascal's Vox synth, as though the plastic tectonic plates are shifting and crushing each other. The mighty rumble brings forth words imbued with power. We follow a path charted by a great mind, but that path leads to dark places. The cycle has the advantage of predictability. Abandoning it will purge the collective into a perilous space of uncertainty. which will inevitably lead to disasters and the risk of universal annihilation. The doctrine of discontinuing of the cycle may herald good things to come, or it may be a death sentence. Only the Omniscient knows all, and comprehends all. Others are mere prophets who interpret his wisdom as far as their own comprehension permits. Is that not the promise of every heresy? Let's renounce our path, distort our doctrine, and head out towards what looks to a bright future, but actually only has danger and grief in store for us. This statement is true. Many dangerous philosophies appear inexplicably logical, yet have dangerous defects that their creators were unaware of. There is doubt in the tech priest's voice. Tone of thundering impunity drains from Pascal's vox, giving way to his familiar sibilance. Alright, well, we're gonna leave to go. Abel immediately looks away as if he's lost all interest in you, but then his vox crackles barely audibly. I'm glad to see you. Alright. We are still not done with the classified information, but I do believe we can register it if we go over to here, maybe? I'm just gonna quickly speed through these dialogues. Here we go. This is what we need. Pascal has informed me that the system has encrypted data stored inside. I wish to know its contents. Without another word, the tech priest turns to Cogitator. He raises his hands and a prayer of binary code pours out of his vox device. The servo motors and the valves of the machine grow louder. Its undulating hum responds to its chants. Numerical combinations run down the screens. Okay. The machine spirit has discovered numerous critical errors. The data is damaged. The tech priest stops abruptly, and then a green glow of his visor narrows, registering an intact segment. The machine spirit has spoken. The words of Kiavagama and Dargonus hold certain data repositories. The mechanism is ready to provide the rope trader with data keys that can unlock said repositories. What data repositories? That remains hidden. The encrypted databank belongs to the esteemed Theodora Don Valencius. She was the only one who could have known about these repositories. Perhaps the former Engineer Prime also could have known. Omnissiah, accept his code, if I were to propose a hypothesis, it would be most prudent of a figure as eminent as a rogue trader to store her classified data in receptacles most secure. And how do I accept these keys? Thank you for the follow, Tango. Much appreciated. Your Cogitator's vid screen blinks. Alright, in regards to that situation, I'm gonna have to refuse on the whole, thing there. I'm not doing that whole follow or the whole Discord shenanigans. Apologies, that's just how I go about things. But I digress. The gracious machine spirit is willing to transfer the data keys to the head of House Von Valencius by means of an hypodermic tattoo augment. If you are ready to accept the keys, place your hand inside the servitor's mouth. Deep within the servitor's dark gullet, unseen, burning hot needles pierce your wrist, but a sharp pain only lasts a moment. The Elect-2 has been planted inside your wrist. Should be enough to open the repository doors. Anything more about these caches? The Omnissiah favors you. The machine spirit is willing to commence the calculation procedure that could restore lost data. Well, Okay, well, I just basically dipped out that. That's my mistake, but whatever. It's just a little bit of experience. It could be way worse. I'm gonna get way more as we go on, so it's no big deal. Okay, let's save here. And now we can finally get off this ship. We're gonna get to a bunch of trading, to say the least, but I digress. Alright. For Benicius, okay. Lord Captain, Ravnor's voice over the Vox sounds weary rather than annoyed. I'm getting reports of several ships moving towards us. Judging by the fact that they're not responding to our hails, and the telemetry shows a trail of macro batteries, they're not here for a chinwag. Ready to issue orders to prepare for a battle at your command. Can we evade this combat? Ravnor snorts or perhaps chuckles. I don't think so, Lord Captain. There'd be no reason to. It'll be easier to blast these scum to smithereens than to evade them. We'll warn Footfall we're coming with a few macro salvos. Very well. All stations get ready for void combat. And this is where they introduce you to void combats. Now, the reason I have not chosen to go solo on these particular situations is because it's going to be just annoying, to say the least. You lose out on all abilities of your ship if you were to go that route, which is not ideal. So, how does ship combat work? Well, it's fairly simple. You are given a bunch of things to use for combat, and ideally, you just want to KO the enemy. We're going to move 3 up here, so that way we can target the Cobra-class destroyer here. And we just want to nuke the ever-living hell out of them. We're going to immediately destroy his shields on this front bumper here. Alright, so if I move 3 up... Yeah, so if I move 3 up here, this is going to give us the core that we needed to do that. And if we move up 2 more... Yeah, if we move 2 more, we can start targeting the Cobra-class destroyer here. And then we can start pressuring by going this way. Of course, this does leave us open for a barrage ourselves. But we will manage. We will manage. Yeah, they're going to start attacking. Thankfully, the damage isn't all that bad, but yeah. No, we are probably going to have to go with a swing run here. And this will give us... If we go up 1... I don't think we'll be able to fire at this guy just yet, but we can... Let's restart our shields here. And we'll have the core class destroyer come chase us. There we go. Okay, we can't get hit off yet, but we can move here, I think. Ah, damn. Okay, so if I move here... Yeah, so if we move here, then we can get a core shot here. And if we just point blank him, we can get a nice, good shot here. There we go. This is, of course, going to cause him to go panic, probably. Because we are point blank at his face. And now he's going to try and circle around us. Unfortunately, he's just moved in such a way that he is going to be in the eye of shots. But hey, we get some scrap, we get some materials, which is used to upgrade our guns and cannons. So definitely be sure to get more of those. Those are going to be your best friend come the future. Alright. Okay, we are going to save here. And off we go to explore. We're not going to check out that temple, but we're going to explore this. Might as well, right? Every planet we explore, we basically get 50 experience, so definitely consider doing that. We're going to get a quick repair here. Let's go into void ship management. We can upgrade our hull to another level, so we might as well do that while we got the chance. And in our inventory, if we go over to our supplies, we have ancient material, so we can use that. And now we can go to Drusus's Blessing. I'm going to just basically talk with these guys. These guys are basically going to be one of the very many traders that we're going to be relying on. To sum it up, the Imperial Navy works off ship parts. If you want to get a high reputation with the Navy, they are going to give you high-quality ship components, which will make your life arguably easier. To the point where you can get 9 damage reduction on every side of your ship, which makes you an immortal fleet. But I digress. We're just going to buy everything here. There we go. This is going to give us a bunch of tools that we can work with. We are given torpedoes, a new lance weapon, if we so desire. Ideally, we're actually going to go for the missiles here on the prow. We can go with a auger ray here, which is slightly better than our current gear. We're going to go with the higher class drive, or the class 1 drive here of the Jovian. And given most of our gear is basically the same, we're just going to add the rest to cargo because we don't need this. We do not need this. Given this is weaker, we're just going to ditch that. We are not going to be relying on the 4-shot method. There is a reason I'm going this route, but I like the method I go with. We're going to add that to cargo. And we could theoretically just go with 2 long lances if we wanted to. I personally like the plasma torpedo method myself, so that's why I'm going with it. Alright, now we go to Footfall. We're going to save here. And let's go into our journal here, just so I'm aware. Okay. We need to visit the Reverend, and I need to take Argenta with me. So that is the only person I'm going to be bringing for this journey, but I digress. Your lordship, something sinister is unfolding among the survivors from Rykard Minoris. There have already been several cases of evacuated refugees being found either dead or dying. All of them have been blinded using various means. I fear there is a reason to believe that they were agents of the cult among the people who came on board. I knew the anathema would not fully release its hold on those doleful souls just yet. Let us march and drive it away. Give me a proper report on the refugees. How were they quartered? How were they supervised? The serfs and the planetary wardens were assigned to 2 auxiliary lower decks. The commoners are riled up and frightened by the calamity, so to keep their senselessness in check, we only assigned those of sound mind to work and pump sedative gas through the ventilation into the compartments holding the rest. The esteemed nobles and their families were given quarters befitting their status. The horrors of the massacre in the streets are still fresh in their minds, so initially they made regular trips to lower decks to take out their fears and anger on the serfs from our own crew. It would have been disrespectful to confine the nobles to their compartments so we used shackles of a different sort by generously supplying them with amnestic and intoxicants. Tell me more about these killings. 11 bodies have been found thus far. The first victim had their eyes burned out with a gas torch. The second had acid splashed in their face. The third was found wandering around on their last legs with metal pins sticking in their eye sockets. They died before we could interrogate them. The rest were killed and disfigured in similar ways, though blinding. No trace of the killer's identity was found. Interrogations begin then. If I may interject, there's no need. Interrogations have already been conducted. I put the Enforcer on alert as soon as the first body was discovered, though I decided not to disturb your lordship until I had results. Well, now I do. We have already arrested, 4 perpetrators at the scene of the crime that has yet to take place. Those are not murders. They are suicides. Explain yourself, Seneschal. The people we apprehended were about to blind themselves and end their own lives. I'm confident that all those who perished did the same. When questioned, they all said the same thing. They are haunted by the sight of the dying Rykard Minoris, even in their sleep. They still see the same horrific pictures, so the sad wretches would do anything to make their nightmares stop. Perform cleansing liturgies on the decks housing the refugees. We shall banish this blight with the strength of our faith. Certainly, Lord Captain. Except I'm afraid it's not just the refugees. 3 out of 4 people we arrested were members of the crew. They watched Rykard Minoris die, and it's left their minds scarred. We all bear the mark of the dark catastrophe, which was the attrition of the ruinous powers that branded our very souls. May the God Emperor have mercy on us. You were warned, your lordship. It is regrettable that you did not listen. So yeah, currently our ship is undergoing some turmoil. However, that's fine. It could be way worse, to be fair. We just need to purify our crew, essentially. Out of everyone, we do not want to bring anyone but Argenta with us. And it's just going to be me and her for a while, until we actually get her to her companion. Then we will drop her off so that we don't have to worry about her in the long run. But I digress. We are now getting into the next... We're getting into the bread and butter of the game now. Needless to say, this is going to get really interesting. Alright. Here we go. Welcome to Footfall.
Newcomers! How's this for a warm welcome?
Oh, damn, I was narrating. Damn it. I was muted. My bad.
I will grant none. Give me strength.
Okay. We are in a bit of a predicament. I apologize for being muted all that time. I thought I was talking. My bad. Oh, well. Well, I guess this is just gonna have to be how it is. Alright, yeah, you're just gonna have to, yeah. Amelia's probably gonna get her ass beat, but whatever. That's just gonna be life for her, I guess. Okay, rending shotgun. Interesting choice. Well, at least they're attacking each other. Alright, well, we're not here for her to be a hero. We're just going to leave her alone. Everybody's going to probably try and take her out, so I don't blame them for it, but whatever. Alright. It is time to begin. Okay, we can either go for we can either go for the engage, or we can go for a ranged attack. I think I'm going to go for the ranged attack here. This is going to arguably give us the most benefit, I do believe.
I'll make it happen.
So, yep, let's just start by doing the double down
See to
here.
it personally.
And we're going to focus on these three here, I think. This is where the game's going to get a lot harder, to say the least. There we go. Alright, we're going to activate Surefire Plan. This is going to give us a bit of an evasive boost.
Risk is in my second nature.
And there we go. They're going to start rushing up, trying to get a shot at us. But thankfully, it seems like our allies are doing just a good run of them. Run of attacks. Alright. Oh, the dodge comes in. Oh, Argenta's not having a fun time. Alright, Armored Avner is getting, yeah, that's a lot. Well, hopefully I can let my versatility speak for me and get some serious hits in. In fact, I do believe I can. If I swap over to the sword, I can get a slash on somebody. And there goes our... There she goes.
Don't you dare leave
Desperate
us now.
measure, knives out. Oh god. Okay, well, well, if I do a slash like
This
this,
is good as your end was inevitable.
there we go. And then we could do a ranged attack here, I guess. It's a 40% chance to hit, but it's better than nothing. I could also disengage with run and gun. Alright, let's save here. We'll save under Held 2 Part 1, I guess. This'll be a... how we depend on how... Well, I guess this'll determine what we do. Okay, can we get a range shot here? This does increase my versatility up to 3. Alright, we are going to use a run and gun here. We are then going to follow up with a Surefire Plan to give us a bit of an edge. We move over to here so that way we get cover. And we'll go for a slash here. There we go. That gives us 4 versatility, and that's going to increase our points up to 20. Which is going to help us significantly. Yeah, that's a boost of, yeah, we're currently at 60 for ballistics. Yeah, ballistics and weapon skill are doing well, to say the least. Thankfully, the parry's gonna come in clutch for a while. Okay, I'm gonna get a bunch of attacks against me. That's not gonna be fun, but they are gonna cluster quite a lot, so that's going to be very cool to see. Yeah, the dodge is coming in. They are getting a plus 10 for each unit in close proximity, though, so I gotta be aware of that. Okay. I can go with a grenade here and get a serious amount of units dealt with. Now, the question is, who do I target here? I could go for this group here. I mean, this would count as a ranged attack, would it? Wouldn't it? If I do concentrated fire, this would count as an area attack, which would deal a significant double damage here. I guess I'll save, see what happens. Yeah, let's give it a go. I will be provoking from this Avner Thug if I do this. Do I want to activate this? This does give us critical damage and critical chance. This might be good. We'll go with this. Alright, we're going to activate Concentrated Fire. Activate Surefire Plan. Alright, let's provoke once. There we go. Alright, I can go for these guys. This would be ideal. This will get 4 kills across the board. There we go. Nice. We can't move any further, but that's fine. They're all going to come collapsing on us anyways. We need to do this much at least anyways, just to get as much dodge and parry going as possible. Ow. This is gonna suck if we get killed here, but whatever. Ow. Yep, now they're surrounding us fully. And that's a GG.
I'm not out.
Well, it's a good thing I saved. I mean, to be fair, I don't have to be in the melee there. I could just run and gun, and escape them for at least a little bit. At that point, we could just burst fire them, and that would be an ideal option. Okay, let's activate Surefire Plan. Activate Revel and Slaughter here. There we go. And now we can run and gun. This will give us plenty of room to work with, which is going to be ideal here. We will swap over to a gun here. This is going to cause some provokes here. That's a miss, miss, miss. Oh no, that's a triple hit. That's a quadruple hit.
Will remain unused.
Okay, that's a load again. Okay, that's probably because I was using a sword. And not actually doing the proper run and gun that I was intending to do. But that is a mistake. Regardless, I will have to make do. Not a fun experience, to say the least. Ah, well. Let's see, we can... Let's Surefire Plan. If we move here, this is going to provoke 1. If we move here, it's going to provoke 3.
That's gotta hurt.
Okay, we are in desperate measure here. Okay, so if I do a barrage of bullets here specifically, let's activate Surefire Plan here. Alright, let's collapse on these guys. Do as much damage as we can. There we go. Then we do a run and gun here. Move up.
I won't stand for it.
And then we will go for a shot here. There we go. And we'll swap over to the sword now. There we go. We are gonna need a heal, so we'll get that chance when we we'll get a chance to do it. For now, though, we just want them to we essentially want to kite them, or try to, anyways. And hopefully we can parry literally everything that's coming our way, but we'll have to see. Yeah, here comes the bunches of others. Parry. Okay, what are you gonna do? You're going to rock over there. Ow.
I can't catch my breath.
Okay. The soldier immediately reloads their current weapon. Minimum 2. Okay. Let's activate Revel and Slaughter here. This is going to give us even more crit. We're going to activate the Firearm Mastery here. As much as I don't want to, we have to do this. There we go, that gets a bunch. Okay, we're going to go for... Okay, this is going to be a hard maybe on whether I get this or not, but we'll see.
It's as good as done.
Ah, damn. Parry. Okay, come on. Run and gun. Surefire plan. Come on, get the hit. Damn it. That was a 50-50. Okay. Well, worst case I lose. We'll see. We'll see how good our dodge is. And we go down. Damn. That was close though. That was really close. We can make that attack. We can make that defense happen. It's just a matter of getting it lucky. All right. Well, we've got our method of survival to a certain degree. Okay. Revel and Slaughter for the extra crit. Activate Surefire Plan. This will evade. So far, so good. Can we evade these? Double parry, triple parry. There we go. Alright, we're gonna swap over to this. Alright, we can probably go for the... we won't be able to go for the concentrated fire, but we could certainly increase the amount of shots we fire by using rapid fire here. That will negate the choice of using run and gun, but considering the fact that we aren't going to be using it as much here, that's fine. Alright, activate this. Alright, let's burst fire everything in this direction. There we go. Alright, now we move all the way back here. There we go. Swap to the sword and board style. Alright, they're gonna start approaching menacingly. And hopefully we can take them all out in due time. Parry's coming in. Yeah, they're gonna start approaching. Dodge is coming in clutch. Okay, Toxin comes in. Bloodstained Amelia is going to try and get in. Manages to get a hit in. I can tolerate a bit of a loss there. We're going to save here, I think, because I'm quite satisfied with that result in particular. Let's save it as Hell 2 Part 2, though, because might as well keep to certain saves. Now, we can go for a big hit here. I'm going to use Revel and Slaughter here. If I follow up with Concentrated Fire, this is going to increase our damage significantly. There we go. Get a massive hit there. Although that isn't going to be enough to take out Bloodstained Amelia, which is annoying, but... you know, we do what we can. Although, that said, I could just... hold on, I got a better idea. Wait. Oh, I saved on here. Okay, never mind. Alright, well, I guess we're dedicated to this cycle then. I am not really that I'm not really that fond of losing out on my abilities right now, so right now I just want to... I'm gonna provoke 2. I think provoking Amelia is the right choice in this instance. Yeah, I want to provoke the Armored Avner here and Amelia here. Yeah, because if I go here, then I can target all of them anyways. So, we want to go here.
It's as
So
good
I'm going to
as
activate
done.
this. Hopefully I don't get hit. Ow. Okay, that is not ideal. That's fine, we'll just go for the area damage here.
On it.
Come on.
You all fall before my might.
Okay, that gives us some extra dodge. This should be enough to deal with Amelia, at least. But we'll have to see. We'll have to hope our luck is in our favor. Oh! No, wait, actually, this works in our favor. Slightly. Slightly.
My exit strategy.
Okay, no, this actually works in our favor if we do it right. So, here's what we gotta do. Essentially, we got to move to the right. We got to avoid both attacks if we can. And we just gotta hope that they don't hit us. Then we can do an area attack. Using our current sword. Which will allow us to get all of them killed. Which will be quite a... it'll be quite the feat, to say the least. But yeah, no, we do... Well, we could do that. Or we could do a... run and gun here. Yeah, no, if we do Revel and Slaughter, this will give us more crits. We combo this. That'll kill a bunch of people. Ideally, we want to actually kill everybody, so that is not as good, but whatever.
I won't compromise my
Okay.
principles.
We can try and take out Amelia here. That is not enough, sadly. Had I used the... I'm gonna reload here, because I have a better... I got an idea. I just need to optimize it. But yeah, these sorts of specific moves are needed in order to be solo. But every little bit counts. It does. Okay. So we need to activate
I'll
Revel and
make it
Slaughter.
happen.
Follow up with
I'll
Surefire
see to
Plan.
it personally.
Then we do a KO
It's as
of
good
all
as
units here. There we go. That clears those guys up. Then we follow up with a run and gun. We do a Surefire Plan here. And we need to guarantee the hit on Bloodstained Amelia, though. What we can do, though, is actually move... Yeah, let's move here. We're gonna provoke either way, so I might as well do it in a place where
I've faced
Amelia
worse than
isn't
this.
the target. Then we
I'll
do it
see
once
to
more,
personally.
and try and get a hit off on her. Damn. Well, regardless, we tried. We tried. And now they're gonna start harassing us. And here comes the pain.
My battle
And
is
GG.
over.
Okay, yeah, no, we really need to make sure we don't get hit. Otherwise, it's just an L. Wasn't exactly expecting them to swap to melee weapons. Usually they're ranged, but I guess that's just how they go. They like using melee as an excuse. Well, whatever the case, we will make it work.
I'll make it happen.
Alright, come on.
I'm well executed.
Nice. The only thing is the parry from Amelia here, but honestly, I can make do with that. Okay, they're gonna start rushing in. Ow. Please don't die. Ow. Amelia's gonna get killed here, damn it. Okay. Yeah, man, they're really getting lucky with that special. They're getting lucky with that attack. Or those attacks, I should say, specifically. Plural. What could I do? I could use a grenade. That is always an option. A grenade is always a choice. Let's see, what would a grenade do? It would cover the majority of units here, wouldn't it? And I could actually double the damage by using concentrated fire here, couldn't I? Combine it with Revel and Slaughter here. And concentrated fire. How would this fare? It would double the damage. We would provoke. And that'd be death.
Will remain unused.
Okay, never mind. Okay, grenade is not the... Well, it can be the option. It can, but I don't think it's the right option for right now. Sadly, they're just all clustered up. We can't, you know, throw in melee, so... Yeah. We win some, we lose some, but we are going to need to get melee supremacy from the looks of it, though, given the circumstances, because, we're not going to be making these fights out with this sort of results. Okay, well, regardless.
I'll make it
Concentrated fire.
I'll see to it.
There we go. Nice. That was actually nearly a kill there. You know what? I'm actually going to save that. That's actually really good. Yeah, we'll save on this. Alright, let's wait for them. Let's see how we fare. Hopefully we dodge everything. Because that's what we want. If we dodge, we're good. Ow. Ow.
I'm still standing.
And that's GG, but we can load just to get better results. Alright, well. That's something. Well, we're almost there. We're almost there. We just need to get lucky on the roll and then we're good. Ugh. This is clearly time-consuming, though. That's for sure. What are you gonna do? Come on. Parry. Parry. Or dodge. Okay. Please dodge everything. We only got one hit there, but we managed to survive. That's the core of it. And we die because of the lead. Damn. Well, we were close. We were close. We were close. Probably got a bleed off somebody. Oh, well. Alright. Well, if it still doesn't work, we'll have to probably change our strategy, but I'm confident we can make this work. Worst case, I'd use grenade, but I don't really want to. I mean, hey, we're almost at the point where we can double down on the, Well, no, I guess we can't, actually, never mind. Ah, this is L. This is an L. Unless, of course, she misses, and no, she doesn't, obviously. Alright, come on, game. Load quicker. But yeah, no, it just comes down to RNG. If we can avoid all those strikes, or at least avoid enough to actually outlast these enemies, then we're good. Come on, miss everything. Please. Come on, miss. Damn it. Okay, this might be an L again. Yeah,
My exit
that crit came in again.
will remain unused.
Alright, let's try something else. Oh, well, I've already loaded that save, so I'm gonna have to load again, but whatever. We'll see this run through, and if it still doesn't work, then we'll find another method. After all, the alternative to our situation is we just, I don't know, cry. Nah. Okay, parry, or dodge, but still. Come on, avoid, damn it. Void, yep. Come on, avoid you, please. Oh, that's,
I may be down,
damn it.
but I'm
That
not
9
out.
damage is what kills me. I guess I get bled. God. As long as I can survive that bleed or whatever's affecting me, we're good. It's just that. Damn it. These guys are annoying. Alright, come on. Please, avoid everything. Ow. Okay, that's definitely guaranteed L. Yeah, no, that's guaranteed. GG. Alright, let's actually do a proper load here. Load game. We're gonna load in Hell 1 Part 1. What to do, what to do. Well, I mean, it's clear that we can't do this, it's just... we need to figure out a better method. Let's ignore Revel and Slaughter for now. Let's focus on Concentrated Fire here. Concentrated Fire will allow us to do a burst attack on everybody here.
Fall before my might.
The only one that avoids it is Bloodstained Amelia, so we actually want to focus on her then. We're going to delete Hell 2 Part 2 here. We're going to roll for this. We need to at least get a hit on Amelia here, I think, and then we need to hit her again. If we can do that, we are going to be perfectly fine. Alternatively, if we can kill her, that would make things a whole lot easier, because that way we could just run with run and gun, and then get some distance, so that way we can just park ourselves somewhere safe, and then go from there. But ideally, we want to basically take out everybody, get as good damage like that, and then follow up with a run and gun.
On it.
And
I
if we can,
refuse.
get the kill on Amelia.
I'll see to it personally.
Damn it. That is not enough, so we need to load again. But yeah, that's going to be our plan. We're going to sweep, kill, and go from there. I mean, alternatively, we do get movement if we do get kills, I do believe. It's a 25% chance, mind you, but if we do get it, I do believe, yeah, it's 25% chance to gain 2 MP.
It's as good
If
as
we can
done.
get that, then we can get the movement necessary to,
I'll make it happen. You all fall before my might.
let's see, do we get movement? No, we don't. But we can use run and gun here, actually. And we can actually use this to use Surefire Plan here. So that way we can get over to here, I
Let's
guess.
make some opportunities.
And get a swing here. That's a parry, but still, it's close enough. We're getting there. We're going to get more parry as a result because of movement, so we just have to make this work.
I've faced
And
worse
hope.
than this.
And I get no. Okay. So I need to hit that 30. I need to hit that 35% hit chance. Otherwise, it's going to be an L. Because it's Amelia currently that's killing us right now. We need to deal with her before we can focus on everybody else. Do that, though, and we are in the clear.
I'll see to it personally.
Okay, concentrated fire.
I'll make it happen. I'm well
Hey, there we go. That's what we needed. Now we're in the clear. Because now we can do firearm mastery here. We'll swap over to our gun here. And you know what? I'm going to actually save here because this is ideal, given our circumstances. We're going to save over L2 Part 1. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Okay, we are going to activate Rebel and Slaughter. This is going to give us a boost to our attacks. We will then activate Firearm Mastery. And then we can just start pelting these guys.
Another enemy
1,
down.
2,
You never stood a chance. I'll make it happen. Another
3,
enemy down. Your end
4,
was inevitable.
and 1 more for
I'll
good
see
measure.
to it personally.
Boom.
You never stood a chance.
And there we go. Now that is how you clear up a ship. Oh, that was tedious, but it managed to do in the end. The shivering young servant looked up at you with horrors in eyes. In his eyes, rather. Emperor, protect me. They killed. Fear not, young man. We took care of the attackers. You know who they were. Your lordship. Those guys were, Avners. They're a gang. They're the worst, I'm telling you. They're scared of no one, not even Liege Tokara. He glances around like he's expecting more bandits to appear. Does this kind of thing happen often around here? Shooting, yes. Attacks on nobles, not very often. Unless it's the Avners. They're vicious. Not a week goes by without them killing and gutting somebody. They're wicked heretics. They respect nothing. They follow no rules. Go report this to the Liege. Yes. I'm sorry, your lordship. I'll just go report to the Liege. They killed her. They killed my lady. Oh, this is terrible. Well, that was something. But as you can see, the potential of being something like that is truly astronomical. So you can see the benefits that we, endorse when we go with a Greatsword. Wait until we get something even better than that. You can imagine the potency that is going to grow with each time we get something more nice like that. Flak armor, we can just add that to the cargo zone. So we'll go from there. But yeah. Thankfully we clustered everybody here, so that's easily cleared up. And I guess we could just leave Avina here, but whatever. It's no big deal. We're just going to quickly go through and loot things. The A and V are basically the Avners, so yeah. Take what you can get. Modified lasgun. Oh, no, auto pistol is what it is. Okay. Rate of fire 6, range 5, max ammo 12. Not bad.
Is there money to be made?
Not good either, but whatever. We'll gather everything we can here. I do believe I know the password by heart. Well, I think I know the password. I'm just gonna try and recall it from memory, though.
Fate
I
and
do
fortune
believe it
favor
is
the bold.
3, 5, 1, 4. Okay, no, it's 3, 4, 1, 5. Nope. Okay. 3, 5, 4, 1. There we go. Done. In doing so, we actually get a level up, so that's cool. We'll grab everything here. This is going to give us the interrogation goggles, which gives us 5 to lure Xenos and a plus 10 against Xenos characters. We are also given some Psyker footwear. This is good if you are playing a Psyker. And honestly, it's an endgame item, so definitely grab this if you can. It is something that you can get a lot of stacks out of if you use a lot of psionic powers. We don't use them as much, but it's still something worth noting. As for Vorg, let's see. We can choose between kicking. We can go for a confident approach, a confident words. We can go for a confident approach. We can go for a cautious approach. I think right now we're not too worried about dodge, per se, or... Well, I guess we are worried about parry, to be fair. Because we do get into certain situations like that. Let's see. A reckless rush might be ideal here, but let's see. This devastating attack's pretty decent if you want to affect somebody with a negative effect. I think Reckless Rush is going to be our go-to, though, because this is going to double the abilities that we get, and it's going to give us extra movement, which seems to be a problem that we have constantly. Alternatively, we go for Wildfire. Let's go for Wildfire, actually. Cost of ability reduced by 1 for every 4 stacks of Versatility. So if we keep stacking Versatility, this is going to make it even better. How do we stack Versatility anyways? Let's see. Types of attacks can be single shot, single melee attack, area shot, or burst shot. Okay, so as long as we mix it up between... I think we can even get away with Sniper Fire mixed with close-ranged combats. Either way, we can shift this as we desire. Versatility is going to stack like we need Versatility to stack like crazy is the thing. If we can do that, that's going to make things a lot easier for us. Okay. So we can either go for cautious approach or we can go for confident approach. Cautious approach is the more defense oriented, which is good. Or we can go for confident approach, which is more aggressive. All the Arc Militants attacks score critical hits, but the Arc Militants' critical damage for those attacks is modified by -50 minus critical hit chance divided by 2. So if we have a high critical hit chance, this is going to be modified pretty significantly. But we do get auto crits if we go with confident approach. That is something worth noting. They're just reduced in damage. So what essentially would happen is, I guess, we take the normal damage, then we half the critical damage. Which would be like, I don't know. It'd be like, hold on. If we go into our equipment, actually. Basically, if we were to take the sword here, if we get 10 damage for a crit, it'd basically be 5. So we'd be dealing a total of 15 damage. Not ideal currently, given our circumstances, so we'll save that for later. Right now, we need more stacks, I think, versatility. That is the biggest thing that we need. If we can find ways to increase our stacks of versatility, that's going to save us a lot of trouble. If the Arc Militant already has 4 or more stacks of versatility, the attacks always deal maximum damage as long as the Arc Militant keeps the confident approach effect active. Okay, so this would guarantee damage of a high sort. I think I'm gonna have to go for confident approach. That seems like the best choice. Yeah, so as long as we activate this ability or we use it again, instead of my usual bonus with versatility, we gain 5 dodge reduction and parry reduction. And it ignores 5% of the enemy's cover for every stack. So basically, this is good for if we want to get very aggressive. This is good if we want to get very defensive. I think we're going to go for cautious approach. We need the defenses right now, and I do believe once we get our available talent up, we can actually take advantage of getting more armor class, I do believe, which will reduce our damage, and thus make us slowly but surely immortal.
Keep your wits
But we
about
need
you.
to stack this up. It's gonna take time. It needs to take time, but we'll get good results by doing this. So without, but I digress. That it's going to be a stacking benefit. We'll eventually get there. It's just gonna take time. It's unavoidable for these sorts of things, but it's necessary given the circumstances. But I digress. I'm rambling at this point.
I always keep my options open.
But yeah, no, there is a gimmick to that thing, but basically just put in 3541 and then you can open that gate for that thing. That's items. It's always good to get items, but I digress. But yeah, no, it's because of this memo. If you are able to get this memo, yeah, you can basically easily set it up.
And a taste for adventure.
Okay, I'm gonna save here. Alright. And let's check out commerce.
Just as I planned.
There we go.
Is there money to be made?
Another commerce here.
I will lead us to fortune. That's how it's done.
It's been a long time. Yeah, there's a number of things here. We're gonna quickly grab everything around here, because everything here is necessary. Well, aside from, you know, these notes, but I grab them because I like to. It really comes just down to personal preference, but I digress.
Let's not waste time with pleasantries. Rise to the top,
Okay.
or get left in the dust.
Nothing too crazy there, but yeah, no, that's basically... I think that's the majority of the area here. We've got a few more checks that we can overcome. This is just going to get us experience, so we might as well grab it. Ooh, here we go. The wearer and the allies are immune to damage from the wearer's grenades. This is good if you're using grenades a lot, which... I mean, we use, but we try to avoid ourselves specifically.
I don't make mistakes. I make profitable learning experiences.
Yeah, we're just gonna go everything. Yeah, nothing too crazy here. I think we've basically explored every little bit here, so now we can get going, I think. There is one thing I want to do first, though, and that is talk with this guy. Gonna save here. And there is an important... This guy is going to be very important come the immediate future.
Keep your wits about you.
Or for the future, anyways. I'm not going to be using any words here, but yeah. Now, out of these choices, basically he's giving us a choice between grabbing mobile extractums, or we can get more rep with them. Okay, but yeah, no. Ultimately, it really depends on what choice you go with. But I'm gonna go with no payment needed, because we want as much reputation with the explorers as possible. Because they will help not only with friendship, but they will also, well, there's a lot of benefits for helping the Mechanicus. And one such thing is going to be a specific type of armor. That we are going to be grabbing for obvious reasons. Alright, but I digress. Now that we have reputation of 5k with them, we are now able to potentially buy these sorts of things, but I'm going to go over the further end of the spectrum here. Now, mind you, we won't be able to get the specific thing I'm thinking of just yet, But in the future, we can get some seriously good armor if we trade with these guys. So I'm going to be trading as much as possible with them, and I want to get as high in a reputation margin as possible for that specific reason. But yeah, no, we're going to be grabbing as many things as we possibly can. I want to get very high in their rep early on. And eventually, when we get enough profit factor, we are actually going to be getting our final armor for this guy, I do believe. Or at least that is the intended plan. It could be something different, I don't know. But we'll figure it out as we go. Regardless, I'm going to go over to here. Let's see. We didn't get much in the way of items, I do believe, but, you know, you never know. Let's see. Target designator. When the wearer hits an enemy with a Deadeye shot, it reduces the enemy deflection by 1 and applies an exploit. This is pretty decent, but, again, not that great. If there was no limit, it'd probably be a very powerful ability. These gloves allow the wearer to parry melee attacks with their ranged weapon using ballistic skill and... Oh, wait, hold on. These gloves allow the wearer to parry melee attacks with their ranged weapon, using ballistic skill instead of weapon skill. Okay. I think, given the circumstances, we are going to want these gloves. Because these will allow us to parry with our... Yeah, so it takes... So the parry amount is equal to 20 plus weapon skill plus parry bonuses. Plus the attacker's weapon skill and parry reduction. Plus any potential bonuses from melee superiority. If we can negate the melee superiority, we're going to be fine. But I digress. These gloves we are going to be wearing for quite a while. And I think we're going to swap out the Greatsword for something else, I think. And I think that thing might be a shotgun. I'm tempted to say anyways. Rending shotgun would be an interesting choice for an attack, that's for sure. And it would be an alternative to the... Or a stronger alternative to the Greatsword. Yeah, let's give it a try. We're going to go with melee superiority anyways, so why not? I did want to try shotguns anyways. But I digress. Combat shotgun and modified lasgun is going to be the go-to. And so long as we are wielding a weapon, we can parry with a gun, I guess. Alright, well, that's going to be our strategy then, I guess. Going to be interesting to see how that fares, because I've not used a shotgun just yet.
I always keep my
So it's going to be an interesting build, to say the least. Ooh, we do get Enforcer character. Well, it's okay. We get some Carapace armor. It's okay. Nothing too crazy. We won't be getting anything too crazy out here, so I guess we're just going to dip out. And we're going to go to the rest of Footfall, because there's nothing else here, I don't think. Alright. Let's go to the... I guess the Atrium here. We don't need to go to Shadow Quarters just yet, but the Atrium is the focus here. Alright. Alright, Barlow. I will continue until it's time. Alright, we are now in the Footfall Atrium. Alright, let's see what we got for gear, actually. I do want to go over it, just to see what I got real quick. Nothing that's really going to be stronger than the flak chestplate that we got currently, so we're going to leave that alone. We got any better cloaks now? I mean, we could go back to the Mantle of Heroism, because we are still going to get a bonus to dodge 20, but, yeah, I can live without it. Hmm. I mean, as long as we increase our agility, we should be fine. Let's see. Yeah, there isn't really anything that we're getting right now between everything that we've unlocked thus far. I mean, we could increase our armor by 5 instead of increasing our hit chance and critical. I guess that would be a, that would help with our defenses. Although at that point, we might as well just wear the Helm of Determination, right? But it's that fellowship that's the problem. Yeah, we need to increase it by 10 before we can actually, you know, willingly use the Helm of Determination. Because that would give us a more armor value, basically. I don't know. There's a lot of things that you can do here. But yeah, no, I'm gonna leave it alone for now. Metronome. We should probably actually swap these out here, I think. This is only good for Deadeye shots, unfortunately, so we're going to ignore that. We could swap to the medkit cost using only 1 AP. Let's swap it with the needle. As much as it's been useful to us, I don't think we need it as much. I'm going to keep the metronome for now, but we're probably going to find a replacement soon enough. And I know exactly what I want to use as a replacement, I just haven't found it yet. But I digress. Let's keep going.
Is there money to be made?
Okay, we've got a special cloak here. Wearer of this cape is immune to burn. Also, the wearer of the... Whenever the wearer ends their turn, burning is removed from all adjacent allies. Interesting. So we could be immune to the burning effect, which can be annoying in some instances, but it's not common enough to warrant using it, unfortunately. But I guess we can make it very situational, as it were. We'll save here. And let's keep going this way. Let's see what this hubbub is all about. The buzzing crowd is closed in on several harried-looking individuals. Some of their faces are smeared with flesh blood. The angry cries and twisted faces leave no doubt. A massacre is about to take place. Just cut their throats already. What were they thinking, letting that ship dock on Footfall? We're all stricken. No, no cutting. We get their blood on us, we'll be tainted too. Better to burn them. Be quiet, you scoundrel. A priest clad in a simple black raiment cuts through the crowd like a void ship crossing the sky. You dare pass judgment on others. What arrogance, to think you have the right. A junta starts at the sight of the elderly priest. That's Reverend Harmonious. Surprised he's decided to intervene in street squabble. What's going on here? Several dozen gazes bore into you. And who are you supposed to be? I am Vorg, rogue traitor of the Von Valencius dynasty. The rabble-rouser's expression changes completely, and he makes a clumsy attempt at a bow, then crumples to his knees. Your lordship, I'm sorry for not recognizing you. You see, it's just that it's your first time on Footfall, and we didn't know. Terrified, he falls silent. We were just, rooting out heresy here. These scrawny ones, they're from the ship that came from the bowels of the Cronus Expanse. They got plague there, and mutants, and now they're spreading that rot everywhere. That taint, they're all... Silence. You must be completely out of your mind. A band of woefully dim-witted reprobates would think themselves bringers of justice. Who are you to pass judgment on anyone? All you ought to be doing is suffering and repenting till the end of your days. And what's so wrong about that, Reverend? You just want to put these heretics to death. Not heretics. The haggard man is on the verge of tears. We're refugees. I swear it on the golden throne. We served the Imperium faithfully until they hung us out to dry. Where were the protectors that were meant to shield us from the lands of humanity from nightmares? Traitors. Traitors and heretics, a lot of them. A murmur runs through the crowd. The people gawk at you, at the priest, at the wretched group huddling in the center. Those are some serious well... Those are some serious accusations you're spouting. I hope you have... Well... I am the master of Kiavagama, and if these people are my subjects, then I'm the only one who can decide what to do with them. I command the onlookers to disperse. As for the rest of you, go to the docks and await further instructions. Hey, you lot heard what his lordship said. Get to the docks. The rabble-rouser turns to you and bows deeply. No, you worry not, your lordship. We'll go with these people. We'll watch them and make sure they keep their traps shut about you. Well, it's not ideal, but whatever. It's better than bloodshed pooling in. The arrogance and self-righteous of a malefactor. The priest shakes his head disapprovingly, then his eyes shift to you. I'm Reverend Harmonious Dorsillo, head of the Jerusalem mission here on Footfall. I thank you for stepping in. Please, come see me when you have the time. We can talk then. Now, he is going to be the second individual that we trade resources to. He is going to be the next best thing for us, but we're not going to be going with him for our own purposes because we don't really need him first. Well, we're not going to be supporting the there's 4 factions essentially that are of importance for loot. There is the Church. There is the Adeptus Mechanicus. There is the Kasbala, which are basically, well, there's Kasbala, and then there's the Void, or the Fellowship of the Void. The Adeptus Mechanicus are basically tech-savvy individuals who are very neutral in that regard. The Harmonious faction, which is basically the Imperials, are the ones that are going to be providing, well, it's very dogmatic in their, beliefs, but they're very religious on that front. They're basically the Church. They do their own dogmatic things, but I digress. Fellowship of the Void. If you're playing a heretic, this is the option that you would probably want to go with, because they are the most evil faction. And the alternative of that faction is obviously going to be the Kaspala, who are much more noble and have more, noble designs. It's the lesser of two evils, so if you're looking to play if you got Heretech stuff, or Xenotech stuff, you want to sell it to the Kaspala. If you're playing Dogmatic or... well, it's basically up to opinion, I guess, in the end of the day. So it really depends on you. But I digress. We're going to save here. And let's go see this Cogitator for... well, you know what? No. I'm going to wrap it up here. We've managed to make a significant amount of progress. We've finally broken through. We've managed to hit level 17, which is actually a big hallmark for us. because this is where we are actually going to get really powerful really quickly. So we can look forward to those benefits, obviously. In addition to that, we've got the Cautious Approach ability now, so now we're going to be really strong in that regard. But I digress. But yeah, we have now reached a focal point for our build, and we are now going to get stronger and stronger as we take levels in Arc Militant, to the point where we're going to be theoretically immortal if we take the time to stack up Versatility. If we can stack up Versatility and get high enough on our stats there, we will effectively become immortal. Or at least the closest variant of immortal anyways.
Keep my options open.
But hey, we've managed to get this far, and I'm quite satisfied with the result, and we're going to wrap it up here. So, I digress. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. I know I did. And I will see you guys next stream. Take care, everybody, and have a good day.